Previously, on the road to vainglory, Harry convinced Ed that he wasn't doing enough to prepare for his championship victory, so set Ed to go off and train. Despite Ed's poorly edited montage, he had a total lack of confidence in his vainglory ability. Now, Harry has organised a meeting with a pro to give him some well-needed advice. Today we meet MrKCool, one of the European champions, as we continue on the road to vainglory.
So now we're here in Devon, joined by MrKCool, who sometimes is known as Benedict. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad, actually, thank you, mate. It's been a long drive, but we're doing all right.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So let's get the first question out of the way. How long have you been playing Vainglory?
Right since the release, actually, which is about October, November 2014.
That's dedication. So you are proper into the game.
Yeah.
Or proper OG as well, so your original gen.
OG, yeah.
And what drew you to it initially?
It's quite a funny story. I was at a sleepover at my friend's house, and while I had time, I was just looking in the App Store, and I saw it on the App Store. And I downloaded it and then I played it and I really loved it. So it's just random, actually. I was just going through the App Store and I said, I wonder if there are any cool apps. And I saw Vainglory, thought it looked good, so I downloaded it and then...
Yeah, that's it. And it was an addiction from then on.
Yeah, from day one.
So at what point did you start doing competitive Vainglory?
Well, my first tournament was... I'm probably going to get this wrong. It was like September or October last year. And that was when I was low tier. I was only skill tier 9 back then. Right. And we lost to MrKCool / Team Secret in the second round. But it was still a really good experience, and then obviously things led on from there. But that was the first competitive game I ever had.
And was that just kind of from home, and it happened to just be a tournament, or you actually went to it?
Yeah, no, I just playing from home. It's actually, there is only one live tournament per season, so it's actually quite casual the way it's played. You just play from home. So I was just sitting in a chair playing from home. Yeah, it was really fun though.
So when was the first time that you actually ended up going to a proper place as part of a team and playing in like a venue?
That was March, so I was lucky enough so that the championships were held in London, because the championships before the one I went to was in Poland, so that would have been an awkward one.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it was in London. I said to my parents, you know this game that I play that you really don't like, I really want to go because the championships are being held in London, so can we go watch? And then in the next couple of weeks I actually got picked up by a really high tier team, so then I ended up going as a player for the full 3 days, but originally I was just going to go for the Saturday to watch.
Oh wow, so actually it was a total coincidence. So
yeah.
They're just like, hey, we've seen you rising up through the ranks, we need a player, come join us.
Pretty much.
When it comes to the heroes, is there a particular hero who you usually run as, or do you have a small handful that you work as, or what works best in Vainglory?
Well, I play lane at the moment, so I can play all heroes pretty much, including jungle. But my favourite heroes are Vox, Ringo and Skye. I really like using them in the lane.
For what reason?
Their playstyles mean that if you're really skilled at the game, you can get really rewarded because of the kit of those heroes, so I guess they just fit really well with me. Vox is my favourite, because Vox is probably the most versatile and the most OP at the same time.
So how did the nickname MrKCool come about?
Well, a few years ago, it was about 2011, I was playing a lot of Gran Turismo 5 on the PlayStation, and I'd just sit there for hours just doing races, getting new cars, stuff like that, and my parents would come in and say, you have to come for lunch in X minutes, come for dinner soon, we're going out to do this, blah, 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 blah. And I'd always just say, okay, cool, in response. Sure. And gradually that just became KCool. And when I had to think of a new gamer tag, I just thought, we'll have MrKCool then.
That's amazing.
And that stuck for the last 5-6 years.
That's fantastic. And because your dad plays as well, what's his name?
He just chose to be called MrKCool's dad, which is quite funny because I think people think it's my second account or something.
Oh, right.
People think I have like a second account called MrKCool's dad, but every single time I have to say to them, no, that actually is my dad.
It's my dad.
Yeah, seriously, it's my dad.
So your sister, does she play Vainglory as well?
She has an account. She used to play a bit more. I tried to get her into it, but she's not really that into it. She doesn't really play at a high level, but she does have an account.
So there could be a 3-man ward team going on, is what you're trying to say?
I think...
Not so much.
No, not so much.
What about any friends? Would you kind of just say, hey, look, we're good, we communicate well, I can train you, why don't we try and make a team?
I don't think they would be committed enough.
Okay. So speaking of training, do you reckon that you can make me better at Vainglory?
Yeah, I think that.
Do you think as a pro you can give me some tips to help me out?
I think I'd have to see you play a game.
I think we can do that.
You're right, Ed, we can. And that's exactly what we're gonna do.
So this is what it's like to be vainglorious. You just get infinite requests from people asking to play with you.
So do you want to do a battle royale?
What's a battle royale?
It's like a normal match, but shorter, and you only stay in the lane, and you get more gold. It's basically just a quicker version of the game.
That sounds good. Let's do one of those.
Yeah. What are you wearing?
Oh, this is my my Vainglory tracksuit.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you like it?
Yeah, it looks nice. Why do you have to wear it, though?
Because it helps me tap.
Fair enough. Right, we're in queue.
Tell you what, I don't have my wristbands or headband. Hang on, I'm not ready for Vainglory yet. Give me a sec.
Looking good.
Better.
I'm gonna get the last hit. Okay, I founted us even though we're full life.
So we just nailed our first team
Yeah,
game.
we actually did pretty well.
High five.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Nice.
So actually, I'm not as bad at Vainglory as I thought I was.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, you did a really good job.
Yeah, that's
I don't know
sincere.
how bad you thought you were, but
So it looks like I'm ready. Yeah.
he's not ready.
Next time on the road to vainglory, will Ed form his ultimate team? Will MrKCool's advice help Ed become a better vainglory player? And will we maintain a fortnightly release schedule for this series? Find out next time on the road to vainglory.
So, how do you think that went then?
It went all right. I'm not as bad at Vainglory as I initially thought I was, so it could have been worse. Benedict, MrKCool is he's a very good teacher. He would make a wise Jedi.
So, how was it playing with Ed?
Well, he's not the best. He's got a long way to go, but I see a lot of potential.
I think I've got what it takes. I've got the natural skill. I've been given the advice from the pro, and I've obviously got my Vainglory tracksuit, which really helps.
Think he'll be a Vainglory champion one day, or?
I think he has quite a bit longer to go before he gets to that kind of level, but he can certainly get to tournament level.
I also like knowing that MrKCool is still in school and is a much bigger success than you will ever be.
It's a bit demoralising. It shows me what I could have achieved at age 13 and didn't, and it was kind of a crushing blow. But after playing with him, I realised that he knows what's best for me, and that he'll take me forward in the long run.